Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pulse Social podcast. My name is Archie Monton-Black and today we've got an incredibly exciting guest in the form of Edward Commodore Mensah. Ed is an experienced football coach who founded Skill Up Soccer based in Bedford, a football school transitioning youth players to academies as well as developing abilities of any player that comes his way through engaging and fun activities. Ed also trained professionally as a player during his time at Tottenham Hotspur Academy, and we spoke on how his wealth of experience has led him to helping others.
Hello, so I'm Ed. I'm the founder of Skill Up Soccer, and my background in football has gone from playing at Tottenham Hotspur Academy when I was younger to having trials like Aston Villa, scoring a hat-trick on my debut, so it's got quite intense in terms of where I've played football too. And Skill Up Soccer really is all about enhancing and giving young people the football ability and confidence within themselves to take that to whatever level they are best at. I mean, it's it's not really about we're not it's not about making professionals. It's about building confidence. It's about individual tailored programs for individual kids. So yeah, by building resilience as well.
Nah, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, honestly, we've got a real treat today with Ed on us, obviously. I mean, he's a ex-Tottenham Academy graduate and he's also from my hometown of Bedford. So this interview, it means a real lot. It's a big one today. So once again, Ed, welcome and great to have you on here. But yeah, I mean, we'll start by talking about Skill Up Soccer, obviously. So kind of what inspired you to kind of start that up and how did that kind of progress look from where it is to now?
So Skill Up Soccer was really birthed when I was watching my son being coached at football. And I thought to myself, there are a lot of coaching going on. And obviously, I looked around at a few clubs as well. But get get into the nitty-gritty and the fundamentals of how to control the football, how to do the basics was not really being coached. Some of the ball mastery, some of the terminologies in football, you a lot of coaches assume that the kids will know. So whilst taking a step back and just watching, because I still thought I could still play and I still play when I can. But then I thought to myself, do you know what? There is a massive gap in terms of actually developing
Right.
young people rather than just expecting them to be at a standard. The nitty-gritty, the foundation, the grassroots level, the bread and butter of what a footballer should be and how what like even their posture, how to control the body. That is not being taught. And again, it's not the coach's fault because a lot of these coaches are volunteers and they probably got into it because of the fact that their child is in that team. And as a result of that, they've been asked, oh, can you take the team? And that's not their fault. But so I thought to myself, with the experience I've got, I could give something back.
Yeah.
So Skill Up Soccer is all about that. It's all about developing and using as a classroom teacher at the moment as well, is using both sides of my expertise in terms of classroom based and also my football based and kind of like merging them together into the individual in front of me and just developing them as an individual.
Mm. Yeah, no, I mean, it's so important, isn't it, that we talk about like these grassroots levels because I mean, this is where it all starts, obviously, for so many people.
Absolutely.
But those kind of pathways to get into the game are getting harder, unfortunately. And that's for different reasons, obviously. But I think when you've got someone with such experience as yourself, it's brilliant that you're kind of like the figurehead of this and that you're kind of like, you've got the that backing behind. Excuse me, you kind of got like the background like behind it, but nah, amazing. So, I mean, you've kind of mentioned on your website before, like, it never feels like a chore like when like you're learning like with football never feels like a chore and that's amazing, that's a great quote to kind of put out there obviously, but how do you kind of like strike that balance, like that work-life balance almost like
Yeah.
employment and yeah, between work?
I mean, with especially with young people, you have to meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
So so I'll give you an example of a session I did yesterday where the parents came in and there was music blazing.
What?
So music blazing, so kids music blazing. Um, they came 15 minutes early, give them a football. Because I'm a very firm believer of the more touches that the kids have on the football, the more comfortable they get. And the more comfortable you are, the better you're gonna be. So yeah, music blazing, setting up, and then not making it a chore in a sense of you are at the moment you're a defender, for example.
Yeah.
A lot of kids will be like, oh, I'm a defender, I'm a midfielder, I'm a striker. As you get older, depending on what coach you get, will alter your position. So I develop players rather than develop position. I will coach you to what I do is I coach all defense, midfield, and attack. So I will coach you through all of the three stages as well. When you come to me as a defender, we'll work on your defense, we'll work on your body shape, we'll work on everything along with that. And I have a way of making it fun, making little jokes. And I think it's very important to make it lighthearted
100%. 100%.
because personally, if you ask me to do something and I'm like, oh, this is a boring thing to do, I'm not going to learn. I'm not going to want to come back. Do you know what I mean? So when I find out, for example, there's a kid I took on last week who absolutely loves. He's a defender, and he's got good body size on him, and he just loves to nutmeg me. So
Nah.
it's great, and I made that as part of the deal.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
so initially I let him nutmeg me one, and I said that's not going to happen again. So all of this making it fun, it can't. So throughout the session, he's got a target. Can he not make me 3 times? But at the same time, that's not take away from the intensity that
No.
comes
Yeah.
with. Do you know what I mean? So I always scaffold my sessions as well. So I start with a low session, the same drill, a lower base, start off with, depending on obviously the level that you're at. And then we go to medium and then we intensify it. So then we're not starting from here and then
No.
you're like, I can't do it and I'm not going to give it a go. So we will start from middle and then go higher, or we will start from low and then we will build it up. And the more you do, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And obviously, the more you see success in it, a lot of the kids buy into it. I've got a few kids who, and this is no exaggeration, when it's time for them to stop, and there are other kids waiting, they're like, I don't want to stop. I really want to
Really?
go. Yeah,
Oh,
and this is after an hour. This is after an hour session, and parents are
that's
like,
when you know you're a good coach. That's when you know it. That's when you got that mark.
yeah, exactly. And that's how you know that the kids are enjoying it. And
Yeah.
once the kids
Yeah.
are enjoying it, it's not a chore.
Mm.
So I made a parent asked me to do a preseason with their child, and I joined in. We're doing like shuttle runs, sprints, and so my son is 9, and I did it, and his son, and it was the three of us doing exactly the same drill at 3 different levels.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, it's making it fun, making it relatable to that
Yeah.
particular child.
Yeah.
And once the child buys into all of that, and it's like I said, it's fun, it's obviously it's my personality comes in as well, and
Yeah.
is me bantering with the kids. And it's just it's a vibe. Honestly, my sessions are honestly it's a vibe.
Top. Top.
Parents, half the time parents want to get involved.
No, I mean it's the personality, isn't it? It's always the personality. Oh my
Exactly.
God. No, but I think one of the most important things that you're taking away from that is that you're looking at almost like you're looking at the player like behind the role, kind of like you're looking past the role. You said about like
Yeah.
if it's like defender or striker, you're looking at like, what their personality, and you're trying to like, nurture that and then like kind of grow them into the game. And I mean, that's more important than ever, isn't it? That's so important. But I mean, we're going to talk about your players now, like some of the players that you've had. You've talked about ones that have been with trouble with like Leicester, with MK Dons, amazing. How do you kind of identify that potential so early on? And is that easier for you having had that experience, maybe?
I think the whole, I think with Skill Up Soccer, and especially being, I've put a few videos on my TikTok, my YouTube, and my Instagram. I think it's initially not necessarily identifying a professional player. And
Okay.
I think that's where a lot of individuals or coaches go wrong, as even parents think my son is going to be this person, going to play for
Yeah.
this club. And I think developing an individual, developing the footballer first, and then we will slot you where we need to put you. And I think that is very, very important. Building one of my girls who's not on the website, she's currently at MK Don. So another one, not the one currently on the website, another one on the website. She went, her confidence was like really low when she joined.
Yeah. Okay.
And within a few sessions, you could just see the confidence just building. And exactly that is building that confidence and saying, okay, once I've got you after the first two sessions, and then I drill into the actual every detail of each player,
That
getting
nitty-gritty.
you to getting you to a pro club that comes with the parents as well. I would say definitely the parent buy-in, also with the individual. I say that because currently my son is not at a pro club. He's been spotted. He's been, academies are after him, but I've currently said no. But
Okay.
there are obviously, and I'm only saying that because I think sometimes we see, oh, my son has to go to the academy club at 10.
Yeah.
Let the child enjoy their football.
It's too
Do you
early,
know what
isn't
I
it?
mean?
Too early, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. So it depends on, and like I said, I'm developing, and when I develop that individual, and I guarantee you, anywhere they go, they will get in.
Yeah.
I've had two players in the last week join academies where one has gone to Norwich, one has gone to Peterborough. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's not a, sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the journey
Journey. Yeah.
and building that individual. So like if they, and all of my players, they don't want to leave once they get to academies. No, Ed, we're still having sessions with you. So it's not about, and I'm not precious in terms of, oh, you have to stay with me. If you find something better, please,
Yeah.
but it's I identifying a player. I had a player who came to me and absolutely amazing footballer, right foot, amazing.
Sweet as enough.
So what did I do? I said, okay, we're gonna work on your left foot. They were like, what? I said, yep, left foot only.
Out of the park.
Yep. And honestly, now they're using both feet like
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Natural.
And that's what I mean is developing first, and then the progress will come in after. And yeah, and again for me is getting you to a pro club. If that's your drive, we will get you there. If
Really? Yeah.
yeah, if that's your drive, we will get you there. But first and foremost, it's all about, can we work on your ball mastery? Can we work on your positioning? Can we work on your striking of the ball? Can we work on your basic development? Once we get that, and you want to go, let's fly.
No, I mean, it's from what the way that you've made it sound. I mean, you've got like so many stories of just like ballers that you've got, like going to these academies. Like he's got accolades, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say that he's got a lot of medals in his cabinet. Come on now.
I'll try.
Is it tough like that? like obviously like parents want their kids to do like, as well. We want to see like obviously as many kids like get into like the professional game as possible. But is it tough like interacting with like parents like, who like obviously want that so much more than maybe either the kid or you as a coach would want? Is that like a tough relationship almost?
It is a tough relationship. And I
Mm.
think, and this is where I tell every parent, I say, if your child doesn't, if you're pushing your child more than the child is pushing themselves, they're not ready.
Mm.
Because getting to an academy is getting in is one thing,
Hmm.
staying in is another thing. When I was at Tottenham, and this is noise like when I was at Tottenham, we had so many people coming for trials who are good players,
Yeah.
but within they're not ready.
Right. Yeah.
So and this is a true story. There was a guy at Tottenham called Phil Eiffel. And Philip Eiffel, he actually played against Liverpool for the first team. When he was under 13, 14-ish, don't quote me on the exact age, his dad said to him, I'm wasting my time with you because I'm not gonna like you're not putting the effort into it.
Mm.
And then he said, if you're not gonna try, I'm not gonna bring you to training. This boy's attitude changed straight away.
Um,
And he wanted it so much. And this is what I'm saying about as a parent myself,
yeah.
I want my child to excel. I want my child to get to the top.
Of course you would.
But if the child is not desiring to be at the top, or the child doesn't have the confidence to get themselves there, then we go work with that child.
Yeah.
So you as the parent, and I have this conversation with every parent. I'm like, I love that you want the best for your child, but where does your child want to be? Because I have a child right now who last season last season got 40 goals from midfield. Ridiculous, I know. 40
Mad.
goals. But he doesn't want to be a footballer.
Doesn't want to be a footballer.
He doesn't want to be a footballer. He just wants to have fun. So as a coach, I will be doing wrong by wanting him to getting him to a club, a
Yeah.
pro club where his heart is not in it.
Yeah.
It becomes this is where the chore comes in. It becomes a chore. It becomes something that he's not enjoying. And then by the age of 14, 15, he's like, what, pack it in. I don't want to do it.
Set it off, yeah. But that
Yeah.
that must hurt. That must hurt, like for someone with that much talent, then to just say, like, wait, not wasted talent, but like kind of like putting it on the side. Thing.
But it's not, no, it's not hurt because, and this is where I come in as a coach.
Mm.
This is where I come alongside. So when I take on any player, and I don't call them players, I call them athletes, because when I come across any athlete and I even talk to them as they are my children, I will, the way I treat every child is the same
Father
way
of
I would
many.
treat, basically, yeah, it's the same way I would treat my child. And I will, as part, like when it's a drinks break, we have conversations, I will come to your game. I will watch your game. And this is where I have a lot of clips from my kids, and this is where I know
Yeah.
what to work on with them. And me having those conversations with those individuals and the kids, I know exactly kind of like where they want to go to. I
Right.
know how to push them. And this kid, I guarantee you, within the next year or two, will be at a club.
You
It's
guarantee that.
because, yeah, I guarantee you he will be at a club. It's because he feels within himself that he's one of those kids that I don't want the glory. I'm good. I know I'm good, but I'm kind of like he's very
It,
modest.
humble guy. Humble guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We get it. We
yeah.
get it.
But he will be there. He will be there without a shadow of a doubt. And yeah, so and again, this is where I invest a lot in my kids,
Yeah.
because growing up as an individual, I never had the father figure. I never had the that person to push me, that person to give me the advice. So when I take on any individual, this is why I say they are my kids, because I then want to give them what I didn't have.
I mean, that's a lovely story though. That's just like such like a nice sentiment to put behind it. And
Mm.
I think we're going to touch on it in a minute, but of course, you can tell me as much as you want about it. But that kind of like growing up for you, I suppose, like your journey to becoming like a Tottenham Hotspur Academy graduate. And I should just say for the people at home, myself, massive Tottenham fan. Us Tottenham fans, we're very happy after the season we've just had. Very, very happy. Well,
Absolutely.
in different aspects, but and we'll come on to that as well. But like that kind of like growing up period for you, like but maybe before you came to like the academy, like what did that look like for you? And then eventually, when you did get to the academy, how did that come about?
So I was born in Ghana.
Right,
Um, Ghana, and then I came to my mum was in the UK, so joined her in the UK. And when I joined mum, I was like, oh, just playing football with schools, the school team. Nothing serious, nothing
right,
serious. But we had football in the community at Tottenham, and
yeah.
they came to my school. And Nick, who was the coach at the time, said, "Oh, there's something like he liked what I did for some reason." But
Obviously,
you
doing
know,
something right.
so Nick went and spoke to his manager, who um then invited me down to have trials or 6 week trials. First game, well, when I went there, I went to the first session on the Friday, no, Friday before half term. And
Mhm.
during the half term, they were playing Arsenal.
Okay.
So I,
Okay. We're in now. We're in now. Okay.
the first session, and then they invited me to come down and play against Arsenal after my first session. I was like, oh, I was absolutely buzzing. I'm not gonna lie. We were 2-0 down, 2-0 down, and I can play in pretty much any position.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went to Tottenham as a midfielder,
Mhm.
centre mid, and then because we're 2-0 down, the coach put me as a striker.
Okay.
He
Go on.
said, go, just
We
go
want to
and do
hear
your thing.
where's this coming? Go on, go on.
So I scored 2 goals against Arsenal on that first game, and then assisted one, and we drew 3-3 in the end. So,
Quality. Quality.
and then the following day, I trained on a Monday. The education welfare guy said, "Oh, I heard what you did yesterday. Did you sign the papers?" I was like, "What papers?" He goes, "Mate, there you go."
No way. Contract there and then.
So
Oh,
yeah,
quality.
so that was yeah, that was my
What
getting
a
into
start. What a
it
start.
was crazy. It was, I mean, and saying with that experience, I really wish. So my mom and my dad never watched me play.
Really?
Yeah, so they've never saw me. They never saw me play, and
Oh,
I really like looking back on it. That's one of the things that I really wish
yeah,
they had
yeah.
seen, for various reasons. And this is why I said before, like I will go and watch my kids play. I'll go and
Yeah.
watch any of the kids that coach play, because I think that support system is very important.
It was
I
so
think that's
important for
support.
you, and now it's so important that you can give back. No, 100%.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, no, it was an amazing time. It was an
Yeah.
amazing time being there. It was worked with some amazing coaches. Learned a lot, and there were times when I'll play a year up and I'll mix it with the big boys. So yeah, I mean,
Did you
stories.
see any? Did you, I've got to ask. Did you see any kind of like stars break through? Like apart from yourself, obviously, because you don't. Let's just. We're not going to linger on it, but like you don't. Entrances don't get too much better than that, folks. But I mean, yeah, like any kind of like players that like kind of saw you.
So Charlie Daniels, who went to Bournemouth,
Yeah.
he
Okay.
was a year up for me, and I used to play. Sometimes I used to play in that age group. So Charlie Daniels broke through into the ranks. Charlie Lee went to Stevenage. Simon Dawkins went to Leighton Orient. And so yeah, quite
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
lot of
yeah,
the
100%.
Jake Livermore, who was a couple of years younger, used to play up. Obviously we all know about Jake as well. When I played my first home game, Ledley King was our linesman.
Oh, your linesman.
Yeah. So deadly Ledley.
Not the king. Oh, my
Yeah.
days.
So even when I see sometimes when I go back home and I see him, we still obviously we still have conversations. So yeah, so
Oh my lord,
yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit, I'm feeling a little bit starstruck right now. I'm not gonna lie. I
No,
mean,
no,
like,
no, no.
what like a mad like growing up period for you. And I mean, like, did it ever feel like it was like coming like too like quickly? Like, obviously, like, you talk about contract there and then. Did it all feel like maybe like a bit too like fast? Like, talk us like through maybe like the last stage of that academy, maybe.
To be fair, it it didn't because coming from Ghana and obviously I didn't know the UK system in football and to be fair,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
quite new to the whole system. It didn't really feel burdensome,
Right. Okay.
you know, but it felt obviously coming to GCSEs that was stressful because
Yeah.
obviously there is the
Whole new
pool
system.
of there's the pool of obviously trying to get a contract, trying to obviously make sure my education was on point. There is there is that, but where it became a bit of a tug of war is whereby, like I was saying about having the support system, and where obviously I had to then kind of like start making choices between football or where I'm going next in my career. And I think that's when it started becoming a bit more, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it starts playing in my mind more. And obviously, when it's playing in your mind, you're not going to perform as well as you potentially could do.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just kind of want to ask you like now, like, we've had a very special season with that Europa League. Like, I just feel like
Yeah.
I've got to ask you, like, what was that feeling for you? Just like as a Spurs fan, like, kind of like, how did you feel after that?
I was, to be honest with you, I was overjoyed. I thought it was about time.
Of course.
Um, my wife is a Man United fan. I told her,
Oh no.
and the bet in the house was if I lost, I had to wear a United top, which
Oh,
was not happening.
hey,
And
hey.
if she lost, she has to wear a Tottenham top. So,
Yes.
you know,
He got one up, ladies and gents. Let's just say he got one up on her. Oh no, brilliant.
absolutely, absolutely. So no, and I'll also at school because I work in the school. I'm a maths teacher. At school as well, the kids would have absolutely. So I went in my Spurs kit and just had a great time against especially the Arsenal fans. But football is beautiful and having your local, because I grew up in Tottenham, your
Yeah.
local club win something after going 17 years without it is
Poetry,
something that
poetry.
is excellent. So
No,
absolutely.
no. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of got the Ghanaian region. Like everybody wants to talk about Mohamed Kudus coming into the club. We've got Edward Commodore Mensah, ladies and gents. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. But no, no, no. Honestly, just like amazing to speak with you about that. Like from like my heart, like big for me, 100%. So thank you, amazing.
You're
But I
welcome.
mean, just to kind of like, I kind of wanted to get back onto that kind of those practical examples that you kind of touched on, like we've talked a bit about like that importance of like personality over player, like how important like confidence and technique comes into football as like a modern game. Like, can you
Yeah.
share with us like any more like standout examples where that maybe didn't go as well, and then maybe like where it kind of like recovered itself and maybe actually came into something quite positive?
So the one I can think of head is one of the girls who I've actually now gone into an academy. I don't want to say the name just in case.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
of course, of course.
but yeah, so I introduced them to a new skill and a new drill, which to incorporate with something else that we had developed to get it. And they weren't getting it and they were absolutely frustrated. And I
Yeah,
thought, why? So what I then did, but I took a step back just watching the tech. It's all about technique for me. Just watching what's going on. And then I said, stop. Let's just stop the whole thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Stop. Let's just stop the whole thing. That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's do what let's do this first.
Mm.
So then we went 2 steps back, got through those little steps into because in order to execute a skill, for example, there are steps to it. So you need to, for example, if you're going to take a shot, you need to make sure your left foot is positioned right, or if you're right-footed, or your right foot is positioned correctly. So went and fixed those things first, and then came back to the drill. And then they were like, "Oh no, I don't want to do it." And I said, "I'm going to do it with you, and we're going to take it, have a go." No, I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I said, "Okay, you can do it once. Now we fixed those steps. I think we can do it once, and then if not, we'll come back to it next week if we have to, and then
Yeah.
something else."
Yeah.
They did it, and they were like, "I just done it." I said, "I know." And then again, they were like, "Oh, can I have a go again?" I said, "No." I said, "We're gonna stop it, and we're gonna go into another skill, and we're gonna move it on." No, 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 no. I said, "No, no,
She
no.
can't get enough. Can't get enough.
Yeah." I said, "We're gonna stop it." They were, "No, no, 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 no." I said, "No." They were like, "No, no, 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 Ed, please, please, please." I said, "No." So I created that buzz in terms of I can actually do it now,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he's stopping it. But he's no. I said, "Okay, you're allowed
Yeah.
one more." So that is,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
desire
It's
was
that
there,
environment, isn't it? That positive environment.
and also I always say to them, "Look, with me, I don't care if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
do not care. What I care about is you having a go.
Of course.
My job is to teach, is to correct, is to navigate you through those mistakes and get you to the other side. If you are not trying, then I can't really help you.
No. No.
You know, and sometimes I will make a mistake, and that's okay. I'm a human being, you
Absolutely.
know. Um, so I set up a drill last week for my son and his really good friend, and I did the skill, did a drill. My son did it, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Let's do it this way." I did it, and then I completely flopped it, and they were all laughing. And I thought, you know what? That's what I want. I want you
Yeah.
to laugh at me because we all make mistakes. It's okay,
Yeah. And
you know.
as the coach, you have to take a lot of this on because it's
Yeah,
not that it's not necessarily their fault whatever comes out of this. Like, you have to take a lot on your shoulders, don't you?
absolutely. I'm not perfect, and I tell them all the time, I am not perfect, and please do not see me as an accomplished player or see me even Ronaldo. He's always learning. Messi always learning, always practicing. So who am I? Do you know what I mean? I'm not perfect, but what I am is someone who would not give up.
No,
If I made a mistake, I made a mistake, and so be it. I'll go again. you
absolutely.
know. So yeah, no. So that is something. That's also something that I've kind of like instilled in, and it's part of resilience. And that again, this is what I said earlier about getting my players to be resilient. And if you make a mistake, oh well, go and win the ball back.
Yeah, fix
You know
it.
what I mean?
Fix it there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fix it. So none of my players actually they care. Don't get me wrong. If they
Mm.
lose a game, they care. But you, that was yesterday. You made a mistake. Oh well, today is today. Let's just, you know what I mean? Let's just get it cracking. Let's just go. Well, what are we gonna do about it? We're gonna be big people about it. Pick up our socks, roll up our socks, and we go again. And I think that's important to not just teach them. That's a life skill.
Yeah.
That's a life skill. Not everybody's gonna make it as a professional footballer.
Mm.
Absolutely not. However, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna sit and sulk, or are you gonna pick up your socks and say, you know what, I'm also good at this, and I'm gonna have a go at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's yeah.
I mean, he asked who he was, ladies and gentlemen, and there's only one name for it. It's Edward Commodore Mensah, Tottenham extraordinaire and coaching connoisseur. We have been absolutely pleasured to have you on the podcast today, Ed. Honestly, thank you so much for all the stories you've shared as well. It's been a real pleasure, and for myself, obviously.
Thank you so much, Archie.
Just before we end, where can people find you, and where can we find Skill Up Soccer?
So on my website, skillupsoccer.co.uk, on TikTok, skill.upsoccer, on Instagram, skill.upsoccer, on all social media, skill.upsoccer, Facebook, hit me up. Come and have a session. We during half term, during the summer break, I've got a 3-week camp as well. So yeah, please do come up. Skill.upsoccer. Find either emails, skillupsoccer@gmail.com.
He's widespread. He's widespread, ladies and gentlemen. You can find him
can't miss
anywhere.
me.
You can find
As
him
soon as you see this black and gold football thing, that's me. We are everywhere. So yeah.
That's a thumbnail right there. That's a thumbnail right there. Nah, honestly, just like how he was playing on the pitch, like you said earlier, he's so widespread, ladies and gentlemen. You can find him anywhere. But no, once again, Ed, from bottom of my heart, thank you so much for today and for all the stories you've shared. And yeah, honestly, can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Archie. Thank you very much.
Amazing. We'll let you go, but honestly, have a great rest of your day, and keep in contact 100% if I can.
Absolutely. No, definitely keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job as well. So keep going. Come on, you Spurs.
Better fun now. Come on, you Spurs. Come on. Champions League next season, but Super Cup first. Super Cup first. Yeah. But Ed, honestly, thank you so much. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your day. Yeah.
You too, and I'll catch you up soon.